Hello everyone, I'm Zeke Cernea and I'm here at 910 York Street at Luxe Stogie Company in Quincy, Illinois. We have an exciting episode for you today. As promised, the walkthrough of the expansion of the public lounge. And with me, as always, my good friend Alex O'Neill, owner, operator, and shopkeep here at Luxe. Alex, hope I'm seeing you well and you're feeling good.
Oh, definitely feeling good. I'm so happy that everybody loves the ambiance and really sees my vision as to what I'm trying to create here. Because everybody knows that they're helping me make my dream come true. And it's just so exciting for me. It really is.
Well, your dream brings a lot of relaxation and happiness in other people's lives, so I think it's an honor for all of us to be here. And I know that everywhere I go in the community right now, Luxe Stogie is the buzz. Okay, when I go places, people have seen pictures we post of cigars, or they're asking about, hey, I want to get started with cigars. What should I do? They're asking opinions, and they're curious. So clearly, you've made an impact, and your foot's in the door, because people are really interested in cigar culture here.
Good.
So what do you say we go ahead and show these guys this walkthrough and let them take a look at the lounge?
Oh, heck yeah. Let's get to it.
All right, guys. Enjoy this short clip, and then we'll be back with you here in a little bit.
Welcome to Luxe Stogie. Come on in. Give you a little rundown of how things are set up here. Our first humidor are J.C. Newman cigars. Then we have Arturo Fuente cigars in the second one. Also have a few of the other J.C. Newman cigars, like the Brick House and the Maximus. In this humidor here, all but maybe 4 boxes are U.S. veteran-owned brands. So you've got David with Blanco cigars. He's a U.S. Army veteran and 27-year master blender. We've got Southern Draw. He's an Army veteran and his wife's Navy. Perdomo, he is a Navy veteran. And then Room 101, he is a Marine Corps veteran. And then in this humidor here, we have Ashton cigars, La Aroma de Cuba, EP Carrillo. We have a wide selection of My Father cigars. We've got the Judge, Le Bijou. We've got Promesia, if I'm saying that right. Got some Oliva cigars, some Rocky Patels, some CAO cigars as well. We've got one AJ New World. And over here, we have 2 small humidors. The first one is for Fat Bottom Betty. It's part of the Deadwood line. There's 3 different sizes of that cigar that we carry. And then in this humidor, we have the newest cigar by Drew Estate, is called the Dominicana, then the Leather Rose, then Sweet Jane, and then last but not least, Girl with No Name. And then moving on to our accessories, we've got Craftsman bench cutters, paleo lighters, and then we've got paleo cutter and whatnot down there. Then Zycar, we are a warranty location for Zycar, so if you ever have a problem with your Zycar product, please bring it in. Let me look at it. Let me see what I can do. Worst case scenario, I'll reach out to Zycar and see what we can do for you. We also carry some pipe tobacco and pipe accessories as well. Just starting on those, so if you're a pipe expert, feel free to stop in and educate me. I would greatly appreciate it. So let's go ahead and move on to our newly expanded public lounge. This is what I consider our executive or surgeons area. I've actually had 2 surgeons sitting in these 2 chairs discussing a couple surgeries that they've were kind of tough, and they enjoyed a cigar, relaxed after complicated surgeries. So I was really happy to have them come in and be able to relax after something like that happened. And then here are our 2 banks of humidified cigar lockers. Each one of these is a humidor. I constantly maintain the temperature and the humidity levels in them so that you don't have to. All you've got to do is worry about what cigars you're going to put in there. I'll show you an example from our very own Ezekiel Timothy. This is his, and every one of the walls has a slit in it for airflow, and then the hole in the back, there's also a 2.5 to 3 inch air gap in the back of the locker, so that we can constantly move the air inside the locker and keep all the cigars humidified and at the correct temperature. We are a BYOB establishment, so you can bring in your favorite spirit of choice, whether it's whiskey, bourbon, scotch, whatever that may be, even beer. We have whiskey glasses, Glencairn glasses. We have ice in our freezer, so we'll be more than happy to accommodate you on that. And then moving on, we're back into our public lounge back here. We have 3 of our Blue Ox commercial smoke eaters, a 65-inch TV with DirecTV. We also have an electric fireplace and this amazing leather furniture. We try to give everybody little areas of seating. Maybe they just want to hang out with one of their friends, or instead of being in the big group, got a little one here, or if you're not into the game that's on, we've got the chairs by the fireplace so that you can still be a part of the conversation, but yet you don't have to watch the game. And then last but not least, here starting in the next week or two, behind those doors will be our members only lounge coming soon. So keep your eyes open for updates. Thank you, everybody.
Okay, that was awesome. It looks great in here. There's no doubt about it.
Thank you.
What are you more proud of when you look at that walkthrough? Are you more proud of the selection and the relationships that you've created with some of these cigar companies? Are you more proud of the physical establishment, or is it more about like your clientele kind of right now and like teaching people? What aspect of this right now is, like, when you watch that video, what excites you the most?
In the video, I think it's the relationships I've made with some of the brands. And some of the owners of the brands and the families of the brands. But outside of the video, when somebody walks out of here and it's like, I feel so much more relaxed. Thank you so much. Yeah, I just couldn't be happier.
Right.
Because there's nothing you can do to relax nowadays. There really isn't. I mean, even if you go to watch a movie, somebody's playing on their phone, somebody's yelling, don't go there, It's really the only place you can go to kind of relax.
I'm seeing more human interaction and building of friendships and digital free zone here than I think I would right now if I walked into a public library.
Right.
It's really relaxed here. It's got a feel of serenity and calm and peace, and you keep everybody in a spot. They know what they should be acting like. They know what to expect here. They know how other people should be acting, and it's truly a gentleman and ladies establishment.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. I mean, don't get me wrong. Occasionally, boys will be boys.
That's okay, right?
but it's still, they know that it's a gentleman's establishment. One little outburst and then Dad has to come and say something, but they're still very respectful, because that's my number one rule. Well, there's
a reason your wife calls it Daddy Daycare. Okay, there's a reason.
Yes.
Well, I know what people are here for mainly. I know why they clicked this video. They want to know what we're going to be smoking today. So why don't you tell us about that?
Wow. The Arturo Fuente, Don Carlos Bellicoso. I had never smoked this cigar before until I got it in the shop. It's Arturo Fuente. How can you go wrong? And all the videos I've ever seen were Don Carlos. Okay, darn good and well that when you get it in, you're not going to have a problem.
Right.
And I smoked my first one. Wow. It's the first African Cameroon wrapper on a cigar that I have just thoroughly been enamored with. Because typically I am a Dominican Republic. My palate leans towards Dominican Republic tobacco. And the African Cameroon wrapper kind of hasn't been one of those that I've enjoyed. Carlito's got it spot on. I mean, this cigar was created for the patriarch of the family, Don Carlos Fuente Sr. and Carlito handpicked all the tobacco that went in this. So there's rare and vintage tobaccos in here. Some of them have been aged up to 10 years before they went into the cigar.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, why don't we cut and light these babies?
Heck yeah, I'm excited.
It looks beautiful. This is a beautiful looking cigar. Like you said, Fuente. And listen, I'm going to go ahead and just throw it out there. I came to full fanboy today. I've got my Arturo Fuente hat on. Okay, this is, when it comes to a family of cigar makers and tradition, my mind goes straight to this family every time. Some of my favorite cigars that I've smoked the most of over the years are Fuente, and I brought us a pairing today. We're also going to enjoy with the cigar, we're going to enjoy a Blanton's Gold Edition. Ooh. So that'll be good, and we'll get that going in a minute. But let's cut and light.
Heck
and
yeah.
I'm really excited about this. When Alex told me that we were going to be smoking the Don Carlos, I was really, really excited. One, because it's a Fuente production, and two, because the Don Carlos has to be, I think that this company's really proud of how this blend turned out. You know, you hear a lot about it. People are really enamored with it.
Yeah, and you know, if you watch, ping, if you watch enough videos about cigars, you're going to see videos of Carlito, and his just love for the Dominican Republic, love for the leaf, love for the cigars, love of the United States. The man has built an empire, but is still one of the most humble people that I've ever seen, and they're just a great family. I mean, they've got a business where they're employing 4 and 5 generations of a family at his establishment in Dominican Republic. Now, you know darn good and well that doesn't happen in the U.S. You don't have, unless they're the owners of the business. Fuentes have got 3, 4, 5 generations of individual families working in their establishment.
Oh, Alex, this is delicious right off the bat. Right off the bat, notes of cedar and leather. The wrapper, you just mentioned the wrapper. Give us another refresh on what's special about this wrapper, because I can taste right away that it has something that others don't.
It's just grown in Africa. It's a Cameroon wrapper. I don't know how. Unfortunately, even their website didn't really say how long the Cameroon wrapper was aged. But there's even a sweetness on the wrapper itself.
Yes.
Almost. Then there's some like almost caramel and nuts.
This is another one where I'm getting a little bit of those bourbon cherries. I get a little bit of just and it's really light, but it's just like there's that dark little bit of cherry to me, and the cedar, and then maybe a little bit of espresso even. Like I could,
Yep.
you know, a lot of people talk about really light cigars early in the morning with coffee. The Don Carlos, I could have this. I could easily have this after a steak dinner, and I think I could have it with my morning coffee on the front porch. I really think I could do both.
Yeah, for me, I mean, and you know, the internet is full of everybody's own opinions, but for me, this is a medium strength. And when I talk strength, I'm talking about the amount of nicotine that's in the cigar. Medium strength. By no stretch do I feel that it's a full strength stick, but that's one of the things that is really nice. It's just not so overpowering that you've got to worry about whether it's going to kick you in the pants or not.
Right, and I think a lot of questions, when I'm sitting in here and I'm smoking a cigar and I see a customer come in, even repeat customers, but new customers, it's one of the first things that they're asking you, like, you know, like how strong is it?
Right.
You know, they're looking to, when they think strong, you know, we kind of interpret that a little bit different in the cigar community. That can mean different things.
Yeah.
That can be nicotine related, that could be flavor related. So if someone comes in and says they're worried about strength of a cigar,
Right.
Where does this cigar fall on that scale?
Right. For me, dead in the center. One of the things that's really kind of frustrating for me, and that I'm seeing a lot, it happening a lot out there, is that people are getting body and strength confused. You ask somebody how strong is that cigar? Oh, it's a full body. Full body is the depth of the flavor. So when somebody's asking you strength, full body, no. Because you can have a full body cigar that's mild in strength. But you can have a full body cigar that's full strength. So there, in my opinion, there definitely needs to be a differentiator between body and strength. I know some people are trying to simplify it because there's a lot of changing sizes and terms and whatnot that are out there, but I think it's really important to keep the differentiator there because, you know, a brand new cigar smoker, you don't want to give them a really strong cigar, and to be honest with you, you may not want to go with a full body because they may get overwhelmed with the amount of flavors that are in it. The key word is may, because then you look at the infused side of the house, and those things are all in your face. Not saying that they're bad, by no stretch of the imagination, because that's what I started on. And so, but yeah, I think there really needs to be a differentiator between strength and body.
I'm glad I asked that question then, because I do think I think I just learned how to answer it, because when other people ask me, because you know they know that I'm here and I'm always posting online about pictures of cigars, because to me it's like some people take pictures of their food like foodies. I'm like, I don't know if there's a name for that, for people that take pictures of their cigars, but if you look through my camera roll, it's like it's a collection of family and cigars pretty much, it seems like. No, I'm really enjoying it, and like I said, I brought us a pairing, so Blanton's Gold Edition.
All right.
Pretty good bourbon. I thought we'd give it a try. I'm going to go like this. May I? Can I take your glass and pour you a little bit? Would that be all right? If I could do that honor for you. All right. There you go, sir.
Thank you.
Yes. And, you know, we always talk about pairings. Sometimes, you know, if you watch these episodes, you'll find that we repeat some of the things we talk about because they change with what we're smoking.
Yeah.
The mood we're in, where we're at, what the occasion is, what the notes of the cigar are. We're always looking for things. And in this situation, you know, you never know.
Yeah.
It could be a pairing that works out, and it could be a pairing where you go like, oh, okay, well, I enjoyed that, but I'd like to try this with the cigar next time. Or I always circle back to how I say, like, I love coffee or tea. You know what I mean? Like so it doesn't have to be alcohol. If you're someone that doesn't enjoy a spirit, feel free to explore, right? And pair your cigars with what works for you.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I was smoking a cigar that I'd smoked a few times before this morning. And I was drinking a mug root beer. The mug, somehow, in that mug, right after I took a drink, I puffed on this cigar, and I got pretzel. Pretzel. But no other time when I smoke that cigar do I ever get that, except for when I was having that mug root beer.
Wow. So
that kind of shows you how whatever you're drinking can affect your palate. You know, so one of the, and I've said it before, one of the drinks that for me that does kill a cigar is lemonade. And I think that's just because of the acidity in the lemon. But I would definitely try different drinks out there to see what flavor notes that the cigar and what the drink bring to the cigar. I mean, it's a journey. Let's all enjoy it and go through it.
And I love that story about lemonade too, because I don't know if you'll recall this, but we were texting one time when I was out of town. I was in Philadelphia, and I'd gone to Holt's there, and I'd done some shopping, and I went upstairs to the Ashton Cigar Bar, and I'm talking to a really nice server. She was great. She was fantastic, really kind. My wife and I were sitting there, and I'm looking at different cards for a cigar. I text you. I said, Alex, look at this. And the thing they mentioned was it pairs well in the summer with lemonade. And I was like, Alex, I think I may have found one. And you're like, no, it's not there. It's not possible.
I'm not willing to try it. I mean, lemonade is my favorite drink during the hot summer, but no. But that's not saying that for you or you, I mean, just from me and my palate, it's a no-go.
How are the lockers going?
Lockers are going well. We still have quite a few that are open. They're rock solid with the humidity. I am highly impressed with the construction of them, and I'm so pleased with how well they're holding up, how well they're holding their humidity. They're just beautiful pieces of workmanship and craftsmanship. So,
I love mine, and I love what I can do with it. It's really like, everyone's handling it different probably, which is what's unique and cool. But for me, it's like my cigar selection right now is like I have what I have at home so that I can smoke when I'm there and what I have when I'm at the lounge. But I have a great collection of cigars that I got here at Luxe Stogie. So I like to think of my locker is that's my portal to my experience with cigars here. And then I have my humidor at home, which I appreciate you helping me get it re-seasoned. It's 20 years old and I'd completely destroyed it and not cared for it. And Alex pushed me in the right direction. So if you're somebody sitting on a humidor and you think it's just something that's gone, maybe it's an heirloom, maybe it was your grandpa's or your great-grandpa's, don't give up on it. Because I thought I had one I needed to dump and give up on. I talked to my guy, Alex, and the next thing I know, it needed some TLC.
Yeah,
and it got me right back in the game. So having the locker, what it's really done is it's nice. I can get something here. And lately, because of my locker, you've turned me into one to keep, one to smoke. Because and someday we may do talking a little bit about aging, but we're still educating. I think is a fair way to put
we're
it.
still educating ourselves on that because there's so many, just like everything else. There's so many different philosophies and ways of doing it that I need to look at all of it and try to make heads or tails of it.
That's great. One thing that I also wanted to mention when I found out we were smoking a Fuente product today is I can fall down a Fuente rabbit hole, and we talked about this a little bit, but I want people that go, if you come here to get a Don Carlos, or you come here to get a Rothschild Maduro, or you come here to get a Hemingway, or whatever Fuente cigar you're looking for, this is a family. The person at the top of the chain right now, this is dedicated to his father.
Yes.
And Carlito has got to be one of the most generous, philanthropic, kind-hearted people. Anyone that meets the guy at cigar expos and whatnot, you only hear amazing things about him. And I think this is a company that wants to put really premium handmade cigars into the hands of everyday working people. That doesn't mean I think they can be enjoyed by the aristocrats and the most wealthy. But I think Arturo Fuente, I think that Carlito wants to get these cigars into the hands of everyone at any price point.
Right.
They've got the Opus X. And then, like I said, they've got, what you would know better than me, they even have a line where they have a couple lower lines that aren't too, where does their price range usually start?
It ranges. I mean,
and size too, because like lately I've been doing the Cubanitos or just got a box of Exquisitos from you.
Yep.
And so they have a huge line of products.
And to be honest with you, I don't have the room to carry everything that they do. So it's still a journey for me because I will, when I sell through cigars, like I had the Chateau and I had the Royal Salute. I've now brought in, the Don Carlos line and expanded my Hemingway selection because I need to figure out what sells. The Cazadores is another Fuente cigar, a great morning steak. It really is. I would recommend it to anybody that wants to try a cigar for in the morning with Arturo Fuente. But I can't say enough good things about the family. I mean, Carlos wasn't there. Carlito wasn't there when I was down at the Cigar Heritage Festival, but his sister was there. I got to meet her and talk to her. Just an amazing woman. And I can't wait to someday get out to the Dominican Republic and get a tour and just be able to meet Carlito and see what he I mean, to be honest with you, what he has built is literally from the ground up. There was none of that was there. He built it, with the blood and sweat and tears, So,
Well, and the best story there with him is that no one in the industry, everyone pretty much Carlitos lost it. You can't grow a wrapper in the Dominican Republic.
Yep.
You can't do it. And he tells the story of, my dad told me that if I put my mind to anything, if I put my mind and my heart and all my effort to anything, I can do anything I want. And his dad gave him that length on the leash to do that. And we're talking about delicious wrappers.
Yeah.
He not only did it, but he did it well.
He hit a home run.
I think so too.
Yeah.
If we leave now, we can be in Santo Domingo, and how long? Will our wives notice? How long before they notice we're gone? I don't know.
Probably pretty quick.
Yeah, I think it'll be fast. They'll see the bank statements for the airline tickets before anything else. But no, I love it, and I can't say enough about the cigar. And you mentioned when you met it was Carlito's sister?
Sister, yep.
When you came back, one thing that you seemed to tell me right away is you felt like without even having to try or push an agenda or anything, she was eager to get their cigars in your lounge. Didn't know how many people came, didn't know any of the stuff, but knew that you loved cigars and loved the product that they made and wanted to be part of what you're doing.
Yeah, yep. And, they want everybody to enjoy it. And I'm starting to, if it wasn't for families like the Fuente family, there wouldn't be as many people knowing how a cigar could actually affect you as a person. The amount of relaxation and comfort you get from putting the phone down, smoking a cigar, focusing on the flavors and the aromas of the cigar, and then having a good conversation. I mean, there are people, I used to be one of those, like going out in public, nah. Nope, don't want him. I don't want to go to the mall. I don't want to go shopping. I don't want to, But now that I've become less of a hermit and been able to sit down and build relationships with people, I'm a much happier person. And I'm definitely a lot more relaxed.
Well, and I think to be honest with you, and not to put you on the spot or make you feel awkward at all or anything, but like you have the friendships that you've helped to make by just having Luxe Stogie here.
Yeah.
And like, and me personally, like there are a lot of people that are extremely happy to call you their friend now.
Yeah.
And so you might think like, oh, I don't like the big crowds, or I don't like, but like people come to you now, and what you have to offer, you're pouring into them. And I think that's reflective of the cigar industry. There's something there. There's just a family feel. Yeah. Like I have a cigar family now.
Yeah.
Thanks to this lounge. Like, and we talk about everything, but like I can come in here, and regardless of what my day's been like, it can be just about cigars for an hour and a half, 2 hours while I smoke, if that's what I want, you know? Or we can talk about current events, or we can talk about what's going on in our lives. But no, this is such a great place. And the members lounge, what's the target? What are you thinking there? Because we showed everyone the public lounge. Do you have an idea, or did I really put you on the spot there?
Drop dead date is Oktoberfest. For sure, it will be done by Oktoberfest.
Okay.
Which is September 28th or 29th.
And that reminds me, besides Oktoberfest, there's another event that's coming up.
Yeah. So we are hosting a bike show down here in conjunction with Quincy Pro Rider. And we're going to be raising money again for the Quincy Police Benevolence and Protective Association. There's some, the range here in town needs some improvements. And I find that the proficiency of, being able to be proficient at your firearm that you carry every day for work, that's hugely important. I mean, being accurate and proficient with it in my opinion, is paramount. It needs to be done, and to have a properly functioning range is key. So I'm going to do everything I can to help the Quincy Police Benevolence and Protective Association get that thing up and running as best as I can.
Very nice. And is that tied in with, or is the motorcycle event different? There's also that event, you were mentioning something about a motorcycle event that was coming up?
So, well, there's actually, so ours is September 19th. There is one like in Lake of the Ozarks. That's why originally we had it on the 12th of September. But there's a bike event down in Lake of the Ozarks.
Oh, okay.
So to make sure that the local people that already had made reservations and everything for Lake of the Ozarks so that they can attend, we shifted to the 19th to have the event here. So we're going to have food vendors here. Pro Rider, Quincy Pro Rider will be here. I really like his Pro Rider's philosophy, and Josh. If you're a motorcycle rider, if you're a moped rider, highly recommend it because a lot of time it's not you that you have to worry about. It's the other people.
Right.
He gives you the skills so that when somebody else isn't paying attention, that you can maintain control of your bike without having to dump it and hurting yourself and your motorcycle or moped.
Look at all the things, and I'll bring up another one right now. How cool is it to have Blanco here?
Oh.
And at an event that was back in the blue.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? Like, look at this. You're like the lounge is just opening all these pathways. It's not just like Oktoberfest where it's like a town festival and people come and smoke cigars. People are getting educated in safety if they're bikers that come here and they smoke. People are supporting the police department when they come to an event, and not only are they supporting the local police department, but then they're also getting to meet someone that owns a great cigar company in David Blanco, right?
Yep.
So, I mean, there's just a lot of cool things are happening here right now.
So that event when David Blanco was here, he left here and went down to a bike week down in St. Louis. That's where he met Josh from Pro Rider. And David told Josh about me and Lux, and Josh is from here. So it's a community. We tell each other, talk to each other about everything. So, David met me and got to see the lounge and meet everybody. Then he saw Josh from Pro Rider down in St. Louis and said, hey, this guy's in your neck of the woods. Josh came here. Now we're putting on the event with the help of Pro Rider. I mean, we're just a huge community.
What he's saying, ladies and gentlemen, is that this right here helps build relationships and friendships and brings people together and educates people and just surrounds them with experiences they didn't have before. It brings something into your life.
Oh, definitely.
It really, really does. And I am such a broken record. People are going to be tired of hearing it, but I love coming here. And during the walkthrough, I couldn't ask you questions. We were just doing the walkthrough. But one thing I would like to ask is the blue oxes.
Uh-huh.
Okay. The air movement in this lounge is so good. I would say I've been to some great lounges in the biggest cities, and airflow is so great in here. You can bring, if you have a friend or maybe your spouse, and they don't love being around smoke.
Yeah.
They're not going to have a problem in this lounge. They can come be part of the social event and part of the environment, and you have everything so well filtrated in here that it's great. In fact, people will be in the comments judging about my flame being too big on my soft flame lighter, but I have to offset for this fantastic filtration, okay? Okay, that's what's going on here.
Yeah, and hats off to Blue Ox. I reached out to them, told them the measurements of the space, and asked what units that I thought, and I had already done a lot of research and saw all the different sizes of units, and I was expecting them to come back with this one big unit, and he came back with three 1100 CFM units, and I was like, I emailed him back, was like, no offense, I know you're the professional here, but why 3 units and not one larger unit? And he said, well, that's twofold. One, a larger unit is much louder, and it's really hard to tone those decibels down. And two, if you don't put that unit right dead center in the middle, you're going to have a hard time because you'll have to put it at one end or the other. Well, it has to suck the air from one end of your establishment all the way to it. So the filtration is just not going to be what it needs to be, what you expect it to be.
So coverage consistency.
Yeah. Yep.
That makes sense. I wanted to ask about that and have you talk a little about it for people, because I really think that matters a lot. You know, it really does, because, I mean, I love cigars, and you do too, but there is a such thing as an uncomfortable environment with too much smoke.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
100%. If your eyes are watering,
yeah,
you know.
Yeah. And at my soft launch, I've had that problem. There's been a couple times before the expansion. There was just so many people in there. Now, I can say the same thing. If there's like 24 people in here, it's going to be smoky. Now, the smoke eaters will do their job. They'll do their job pretty quick, but it will be uncomfortable for a little bit of time. But it won't take long for them to catch up. But it is, I mean, even for a seasoned cigar smoker, having too much of that smoke, just, it's not comfortable. And that's not what I want. You know, that's not the environment I want to provide. Most cigar lounges only turn the air over 10 times in an hour. I'm shooting for 20 or more.
Oh, wow.
So that's why if you go to a cigar lounge and you'll see one this size, they'll typically only have like one blue ox, maybe two. But I've added the third. I've also paid extra for silencers. So that it'll bring the decibel down 6 to 8 decibels. So it'll be easier for everybody to have a conversation. I mean, they're not run silent, so you're going to be able to hear them. But yeah, they actually make less noise than my humidifier. I put a sound meter, a decibel meter up to them, and they're actually quieter than the room humidifier.
Well, even in this, you know, while we've sat here and had this conversation, we've had kick-ons and off with, you know, the air filters and probably also the air conditioning and whatnot. And it's fine. It's fantastic. If there's one thing that you could say right now about where you're at with Luxe Stogie, just one thing. Where are you? What excites you right now? What are you most excited about? I know I'm asking hard questions.
You are. You're putting me on the spot. To be honest with you, the one thing I'm the most excited and happiest about are all the relationships I'm building. I mean, to be honest with you, if it wasn't for this place, I wouldn't have met you.
We didn't know each other.
We didn't.
Which is funny because we both had a couple friends that, you know, it's not that big of a town.
Right.
It's not that big of an area. I had a great friend that you worked with, and like so we kind of, and he even said like, oh, you know the guy that does the mobile cigar lounge? He's like, yeah, no, I work with him. He's a great guy. You guys should meet. I think you guys hit it off, and like, and it is again, it's just a rolled up stick of tobacco, but you know we can smoke one of these in an hour and a half.
Yeah.
But a friendship,
lifetime.
It's forever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think I would encourage all of you, and I mean this sincerely, come down here for cigars, but come down here for some camaraderie. Come down here for some friendship.
Yeah.
Come down and just relax and have a good time.
Yeah.
You know, Alex and you know, listen, let's be honest, his better half, we should, you know, your wife deserves a shout out. You know, a lot of people don't understand it's not just Alex that's putting all this work in. You know, he's got a great family and people behind him that believe in his vision. And when I see you and your wife interact and I see the way you guys are running this small business, it's a family business and you guys are in sync.
Yeah.
And you care about each other, and the amount that you care about each other is bleeding into the care that you're putting into your shop and your dream.
Well, thank you. Yeah, and you know, a lot of times people don't see her, but when she is a part, you know, when we have events and she's here, huge influence on how I do things and what's done. And I mean, she's my compass. She helps it when I'm a guy, so sometimes when I look at things, I'm like, yeah, that looks good, and my wife will walk in and go, no, I'm like, what do you mean no? She goes, that looks like a work area, like your workbench in the garage. No, that's not what your customers want to see.
Whereas
like,
me and you'd be like, oh, we could smoke there. That looks, that looks like a pretty good spot.
But yeah, and her and my, my daughter, Emma, on the backside, she does a lot of the marketing, and so does my wife. So a lot of times, honestly, what you'll see on Facebook is my wife. When you message Luxe, sometimes it could be my wife, and she's very honest. She'll type out the message, and then it'll say Jamie. That way she's telling you that, hey, it's not Alex, but that way we can get a response to you quickly. Because sometimes I get sidetracked. I'm helping customers, and we're having conversations, and I get to put down my phone.
Yeah.
So I get sidetracked by conversations sometimes and don't get to respond to those messages quickly enough.
Well, as we come to a close today, let's talk a little bit. Let's get back to the cigar a little bit. The Don Carlos. We're easily into our second third here, and well into our second third, and we're kind of smoking it. What are your thoughts? Because I know that you've thought about it a lot. Because you have. Let's not lie. I think you've probably gone through a half box of these, right?
I've smoked my fair share.
He wouldn't commit to a half box, guys. Just a fair share.
Just my fair share. I can't say enough good things about the Don Carlos. Almost like a luxurious but deep leather flavor, with and it's not in your face, and it's not bold. It's a very pleasant spice note that's in there, along with the cedar and the nuts. But that sweetness that's even on the lips, it has to be coming from that Cameroon wrapper, and that I've never had before. So I almost want to start chewing the cigar, but I know I can't.
Well, I'm going to. It's gonna when I get into my final third, it's definitely going to happen. And since with the final notes of the cigar, since you talked about the smoke of it itself, I'm going to talk about the construction and how beautiful it is.
Yeah.
It's a work of art. It is just beautiful. They've kept the shapes and all of the things traditionally you're used to on the band, for example, with Arturo Fuente, but they've lost some of the greens and included the blacks to go with the gold, and it's very ornate, and you can read everything on it. If you watch these episodes, you will get tired. You'll be like, the guy that talks to Alex he just talks too much about the cigar bands. But presentation, I think for a lot of people, is important. The box is beautiful. The black ribbon holding the cigars is beautiful. The band is. And the colors, aesthetically, everything about it is pleasing.
Definitely.
So, do you just right now, so that because people are going to rush in here and want the Don Carlos. That's what's going to happen. Because it's delicious. You should be here. Do you have it in the You have it in the Belicoso because that's what we're smoking. But is that what it is in right now here at the shop, or do you have a couple different sizes?
So I have it in 3 different sizes. I have the Robusto, the Belicoso, and the Presidente. The Robusto is a 5-inch long cigar, then the Belicoso, and then the Presidente is 6.5 inches. It's a little bit thinner in the ring gauge, but still, they've got their blending down to the T. I mean, all it is a different size. Flavor profile is the exact same. Strength is the exact same. Just a different size.
And paired pretty well with the Blanton's Gold.
Oh, definitely.
Not bad at all. Yeah. But like I said, no pairing is specific. We could sit down and it wouldn't work out, and we'd have to try something else. But today we lucked out, and it was a good pairing, and it worked for us. A couple things I want to hit on as we head out. Come down, get cigars, enjoy some time here. You're going to have a great time. You're going to enjoy it. Is there anything you'd like to say to everyone as we head out on this broadcast, other than we're going to be introducing some guests? So where can people follow us to find out about a Luxe Talk that might have some special guests that we'll be announcing soon coming up?
You can follow us on Facebook. Of course, you can also follow Luxe Talks on YouTube, but definitely follow us on Facebook. Well, do I tell them who the first guest is?
If you'd like to, this is your shop.
So our first, all the episodes now after this, other than once we get the members lounge done, we're going to be bringing in prominent members of our community, business owners, and whatnot. And so at our PBPA event, I asked our police chief if he would do me the honor of being on our first episode.
Officer Adam Yates.
Chief
Adam Yates.
And he said yes. So he will be the first person that, now mind you, yeah, he's just getting into cigars himself. So
it's fine.
Yeah, our thing is to get to build that relationship with him, and I figured no better person than the chief of police in our town, the person that, as much as people don't want to admit it, our law enforcement officers keep us from seeing the parts of society that a lot of us don't know exist.
That's right.
So these are our brothers and sisters, our neighbors, their grandfathers, grandmothers, husbands, wives, fathers, mothers, same as you and I.
Right.
They just put on a uniform and carry a weapon and enforce the laws. So I want people to know that they're no different than you and I.
Well, I want to thank you so much for having me again.
Thank you so much for coming. I appreciate it.
As long as you'll let me walk in the door, I'll continue to come in.
Every time.
910 York Street, Luxe Stogie Company, Quincy, Illinois, Alex O'Neill. I'm Zeke Cernea. Please come down and enjoy a cigar. Come down and be part of something bigger than just cigars. And look forward to that guest next time. Follow on Facebook. Make sure you're tuned in with everything that's going on here at Luxe. And keep smoking and keep lighting up the conversation.
Thank you, everybody.